What's
Hey
up, party
Chris.
people? Hello, what's
Hey
up?
Eddie, how's it going? So first
Good,
and
good.
foremost, just tell us a little bit about who you guys are and how you've built your real estate business. So let's kick it off, Chris. How's it going? For anyone who doesn't know you, let's hear it.
I am a surfer. I am a dude who talks to strangers. What's up, party people? I talk to strangers. I move, I wiggle. If you've seen me, you know me. If not, you haven't met me yet. I'll meet you soon. Nice,
Yeah.
happy to be here.
Chris is awesome. He's part of the side community. He is part of All City Homes out in San Antonio. There you go. There you go. Um, and they also have a couple of other offices, so you can kind of fill us in on those deets when we're kind of talking about the local markets. Eddie, hey, how's it going?
Great, Rachel. How are you?
I am
So
good. So if
awesome.
anyone can tell from your background, you are in the San Francisco. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your real estate business.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm originally from Ireland, so I'm not a Native American, and I've been in came to San Francisco Bay Area in the mid '90s, and I was in the hospitality industry in those days, hotels and all of that kind of stuff, and so that's kind of a lot of what we bring to real estate. And I've been in real estate in the Bay Area for over 20 years. So I'm not a surfer, so I'm not a mover like Chris. I'm older and stiffer and balder. So
But I think the common thread is that both of you guys do probably talk to strangers, right? Hospitality
I
industry. That
yes,
I think is like a big component of real estate, just
yes,
as it is, right?
a hundred
Eddie,
Um,
percent, a
sorry,
hundred
sorry.
percent.
awesome.
Eddie,
Yes.
I am not tall and I do not have an accent. I have to use what I have, brother. If I had an accent like Idris Elba and I throw in some, ooh, okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
Look
yeah,
out.
yeah,
You'd be doing even better, Chris.
yeah.
Um, awesome. Hello, Amanda. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your real estate business.
Hi, yeah, and sorry guys, I keep getting kicked off my Zoom link. I am in West LA and I've been full-time 2 years. I kind of started as an investor and then got into the real estate side. And I've had the HomeStack app now, what is it, like a year and a half?
Yeah.
Since getting that app, my business has doubled year over year. And we already have in for this year all of what we did last year. So
Awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about something that each one of you does really well, which is you have such a strong local brand and you have your own branded technology. So this is something that you guys each do individually. Side helps you guys do from your own business, perspective. So let's talk a little bit first and foremost about what you guys did to kind of create these strong local brands. And when you realized that owning your brand and having your own technology was a competitive advantage. So, Amanda, let's kick it off with you.
sure, absolutely. I think, and probably a lot of people will agree, it felt really lousy to be sending like Redfin links or Zoom or Zillow links to my clients, and even our MLS, right, our CR MLS, like it doesn't look high end. And so,
Yeah.
because I deal with high end clients, I really wanted to be able to send them listings on their phone that would look high end and not be a Redfin link with some other agent's picture. So that's kind of when I got into investigating, like, how could I do this and discovered HomeStack.
Yeah, very cool. I love that. I think it does add that hopefully a level of professionalism. And especially we'll talk a little bit later too about how you work with investors and luxury buyers, and there's like a privacy angle there as well, I feel like at that
Uh,
level.
100%. I think my clients absolutely love that their information isn't being sold. And we'll get into it, but there's so many ways I use the app that keeps them reminded of me. But I think overall, big picture, what other way can you be in your client's pocket like all day? It's the best marketing where every time they look at their phone, they're reminded of you. And so for me, that had a ton of value.
Yeah, yeah. Eddie, for you in your local market, it is kind of a very unique market, right? Because you guys are condensed and you're in this really cool, like big city, but small city. How does having your own technology and building your own brand help you guys to stand out from competitors?
Well, for us, we are in an area where technology is kind of the core of what a lot of people do and how they make a living. So there's having your own kind of branded identity for something, as Amanda says, that's in their pocket. They're doing everything through their phone. And those links that you would send out from other things, especially the MLS in the past, they're not very mobile friendly. So it's just a really awkward, clunky experience for people. And I think that that is something that they like and respect, and then the ability to be able to communicate. I also have a relationship with two different lenders that kind of we rotate through the group on who
Yeah.
shows up on the app and stuff. And I communicate with the lenders through the app to be like, hey, I need a pre-approval for this property. We're making an offer tomorrow, and it's all kept in there. So it's on a work level and it's on a interaction with the client. So
Yeah, that's a really good point. For anyone who doesn't know, or you might have the app, or you might be thinking about it, or whatever, you can put your preferred mortgage lender in there. Like Eddie said, you can cycle it throughout different agents if you have different agents on the team with their own apps, or you can just have one for everybody. You can also put like vendors in there and local hotspots and like cool stuff that is local to your market that will provide value to your customers. And we can show some examples of that in a little bit. So for Chris, how has having your app helped you to kind of ingrain yourself? No, no, a little plug for All City there. Helped you to kind of stand out in your local market. And I know you do a lot of cool and interesting things to stand out.
you're on mute, Chris.
I I'm a boomer. Can you hear me?
We
Can you see
got
my
you.
screen?
We
I'm
got
that
you.
guy. Okay. Control. Control of my life, my future. I am the person that bartered their way to the position I have placed myself in. In basketball, you know Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, Sean Kemp. In real estate, the numbers on the board, the baskets count. Real estate cannot quantify Gary Payton, Dennis Rodman. The assist in basketball matters so much. HomeStack is my assist, and I am the John Stockton to Roy Machado. I am the Gary Payton to Rochelle Jones. It is the back end that allows me to go from a kid using breakdancing to find friends, to then using motorcycles to find friends, to finding a partner in HomeStack that believed in me, to then now I'm going on a motorcycle road trip because I'll share. I have freedom. That's what it means to me.
Yeah, I love that. That's so cool. So elaborate on the freedom where like you mean you can like still run your business or still do your business when you're on your motorcycle trip?
I did an experiment. I got a Google review. They were looking for me. They didn't know me or whatever. They were looking for what I am. They didn't know how to buy a house. They called the follow-up boss phone number. Everything's integrated because if you want to scale, it has to. Me talking on camera like a news anchor cannot scale. That's why I did it last year and everyone follows behind. So I can be in a Sprinter van with Starlink and an app and traveling the world with my motorcycle and my friends and conduct business. They found me on Google, left a voicemail. I called them 30 seconds later. They were surprised. I will share the call. It's on my Homestack landing page. And I said, can I close them without ever going on the MLS?
Yeah. Yeah.
Under contract,
Awesome.
and we're just
Awesome.
getting started. So thank you, HomeStack, for my freedom.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, Chris, actually right before side by side, he made us this really cool page where he has like recorded phone calls about how he onboards people onto the app. And so we'll share that with everybody as well afterwards who wants to kind of hear how he positions it with his customers, whether it's Sphere or somebody found him for Google or whatever the case may be. That's pretty cool. I love that. So Eddie, let's kind of cue it over to you. How did your branded app compete directly against the big portals, Zillow, Redfin, all the common ones that we know, to get your clients' attention and help them kind of stick with you more rather than being poached by maybe other agents who are on there?
So we use the resources tab on the app. One of the things that we use and kind of the most common way we get people to sign up is using the open house mode. So we found with the change in regulation right now, it's as people come in and we're like, hey, we because of the change in the world and stuff, we need to know, are you working with an agent or are you not? And if they say they are working with an agent, we ask for that name, take the name. If they're not, we give them the open house mode on the app. We had them an iPad or phone, whatever we're using. We're like, hey, we just need you to sign in and we're going to give you this app. And on this app, we have a resource tab where once a week we publish a report of what is not yet on the MLS, what's coming soon, and that kind of stuff. And that's just kind of like this added value that they're not getting anywhere else, and it's something that everybody kind of really kind of they want it and they appreciate it and they sign up. And then we're just differentiating. We've got a list of what agents we have to call for follow up, and then we got the sign ins from the people who don't have an agent, and they're in our ecosystem.
Yeah, I love that idea. And something that Eddie's team does really cool is they basically you guys make your market reports through Active Pipe, right?
Yeah.
And then you take that link and you put that and you link that in the app resources. So that's another value add, which I think is really nice. And then of
And we
course, open
we
house.
break it down by neighborhood, so it's not like
Okay.
clunky and weird. So people just click on. They're not going to go in and look at all of them. They're like, oh, I'm not interested in any of these. They just click on the neighborhood that they care about.
Yeah, yeah, because like where you guys are and maybe in like New York City and like places where it's like very neighborhood to neighborhood specific, I think that strategy works really, really well. Very cool. So, Amanda, let's kick it over to you. How do you feel that your app helps you to kind of compete against those big portals for your customers' attention at the luxury level?
Well, I use it kind of similar to Eddie, but I love the idea he just had about
Yeah.
you know, using it that way with the market report. I would say I don't really feel it competes. I think people start kind of on those Zillows and those Redfins and things because they don't know where else to go. And when they finally find us, once they're on our own app, I find we have really good retention. I find most of my clients stick to the app. So then, of course, we have all that visibility and to what they're looking at. And similar to Eddie, for my open house mode, it's gotten me a lot of clients where they're like, "What other open houses are going on today, or what else should I look at?" And I'll say, "Use the app; it will show you everything that's open today." And then I can actually follow up with them and say, "Oh, did you want to see this one?" Blah blah blah. And just last week, I got new clients by doing that. They signed up, they were looking around, and I was like, "Do you want to do some more tours?" And they're coming back again this weekend to do more tours with me. So I think it's great retention to answer your question.
Awesome.
But yeah, I don't know that it's a competition. I think people are always going to start with the Zillow and the Redfins when they don't know where else to go. They're not going to find our app first. So it's a matter of getting them educated and getting them onto the app, and then they tend to stay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all they know, right? And it's real estate's all about education. So it's kind of like every realtor's job to educate them on like what the next move is, and that take them along on that process, right? So Chris, tell us a little bit about how you get your clients to download the app, right? It's great having an app, but if we're
Yes.
not getting our customers on it, kind of walk us through your process a little bit, Chris, of how, maybe if it's Sphere or maybe if it's somebody that you're newly working with, how do you get them from Zillow and have that conversation onto your app experience?
Zaid last year told me that he kind of interviews the clients, like sets expectations. Um, Thank you to Side for allowing me to be in the presence of folks like this, and for Roy and Rochelle to allow me to help them and for them to help me. Make it easy. Make it no friction. Make it painless. If I say I'm a realtor, they know what I want. I do who I am. They think because they don't know me. So what we do is we farm every neighborhood that we have a listing in. Coming soon, neighbor open house, blah, blah, blah. Just like Eddie with the active pipe, just like Amanda with the private. We are selective with who we work with because we know who we are and what we have. I am no longer knocking on doors. Please, sir, may I offer you a CMA? Please, sir, may I make an excuse to feel valuable to you to be
Yeah.
in your life? You do not hire me for me, you hire me for my system. And this is my system. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom,
And
boom, boom.
I wanted to mention too, like something that you mentioned before was the app connected to your CRM.
Everything.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's a really important thing to like how crucial is that everything is interconnected.
Well,
Control, freedom.
the
Go ahead, Eddie. Get it. You got it. Let's go. Let's cook.
let's go, let's
Let's
go, let's
serve.
go.
Serve. Let's hit the
Uh,
beach.
Yeah, just the being connected to the CRM actually is great because when you do different campaigns for getting people outside of open houses and that stuff to sign up, you can see the effectiveness because you'll see an immediate bing, 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 bing of like people kind of popping in. So you're like, oh, okay, that works, and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where I like that kind of connected feature.
Yeah, I think it's funny too. Sometimes like I'll talk to an agent and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I saw someone like in my app looking at houses. Like, what do I do now?" I was like, "Reach out to
Call
them,
them.
right?" Yeah. Pick up the phone, give them a call. So I love that. Yeah, and I think having all, systems connected and all systems a go. So Eddie, actually, since I kind of have you up here, what would you recommend to an agent that is just timid about implementing technology into their real estate, process just in general?
Um, well, that's a double-edged sword of a question.
I know. I
Uh,
know.
it's because, I think if a lot of this for us, there's certain things like for the pain point of trying to make that connection with somebody at an open house and creating something that makes a connection so that the use of the technology is important for us in that aspect right there.
Yeah.
And then to bring value to the client. So, it has to be ultimately you have to be willing to interact with it. And like the setup of the HomeStack app is basically what they're interacting with already.
Yeah.
And this is your opportunity to uh, make it your own ecosystem and make it your own world. So you have, because we had to actually wean ourselves off and the team off of using other technologies when we got the Homestack app. We were like,
Yeah.
like we have to be cognizant of not staying with old habits. And so it is, and it is that kind of once it becomes your go-to, then it's the other kind of things, practices that you were using before become obsolete. So
Old
um,
habits die hard.
old habits die hard. Old
But
habits die hard.
but truthfully, and I've been saying this, just recently, like I've been doing, real estate technology for 7 or 8 years at this point. I've never seen it move faster than it has in the past 6 months. Like with AI and just everything that's happening, like it's moving so quickly. And if you're not adapting and evolving, like I don't know how you're gonna keep up and
Yeah,
thrive. Yeah, just in
yeah,
general. Yeah, it's
yeah.
very crazy to see what's
It
happening.
is. But it's also, I think, just there is nothing that will replace the voice to voice conversation.
Yeah.
It's the kind of the spaces that you have to create those voice to voice conversations, or the blankets or the jackets that you have to keep those warm and together, is where the technology knits it together.
Ooh, I love that. Let's stay snuggly. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
No, because I think that is a threat that I have heard from so many realtors. Like, we don't want AI or bots like taking over that human connection. But, I would just like to hear each of your thoughts on that since we're kind of on the topic. We're going a little off topic, but I think this is important. Amanda, what do you think about where technology comes in and where that relationship can still stay together for the agent and the consumer and kind of how that all fits together?
Well, I don't personally believe technology is ever going to replace us because,
Yeah.
as we know, clients work with us because of they trust us, right? We've built that relationship with them. The technology is just a tool basically to help you facilitate that and stay top of mind. How it's a story as old as time, like your friends buy a house and they're like, oh, by the way, our house is on the market. And it's like, well, why didn't you call me? It's just because you weren't top of mind. So we need to utilize everything in our ability to make sure people are always remembering that this is what we do. This is our specialty. We're here for them. So you can't just rely on your text or your calling. You have to be in their phone now. You have to be on their when they're in their social media, when they're on their website, when they're in their mailbox. We're touching them in all these different ways. So we are just their go-to person. And we all live in a 3D world. So I think our interactions with our clients have to be 3D. It can't just be voice, or it can't just be text, or it can't just be events. We need to be doing all of these things all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100% because it is such a personal purchase too. And it is so individual to each person that I think the technology can help, obviously. And I think what you said about constantly being in front of people is where the app really comes in too, because it's your brand popping up on, people's phones that they look at 144 times a day. So Chris, you're really, really big on social. You have a lot of great content. How do you take people that follow you on social media from the social media world and into your actual sales pipeline? Like, tell us a little bit about how you take it from social to maybe either the app or, into your actual sales pipeline.
Framing, framing. It's not a sales pipeline. You're my friend.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
I live an amazing life due to me bartering with my friends. You know how people trade from a penny to a Ferrari? I bartered from breakdancing on concrete to this Zoom right now. So it is not about sales.
Yeah.
It is about an ecosystem for your family, friends, your neighbors, for like-minded individuals who can understand you. Because I refuse to work with everybody, because long ago, the days of the monthly report does not scale. Hey, on my side, but does not scale. We have to be ahead or we will be left behind. Imagine myself thinking I could do what I did last year and walk around with a microphone. I would be in the crowd of at least 13 other people. Technology allows us to design our business around the life that we want. So if we can imagine the life we want, I can curate the technology to allow you to live that. And it's all powered through HomeStack. API keys, dashboards, and the side stack. Like it's I'm a surfer. I'm not a realtor. Eddie, let's hit the beach. Amanda, I need a
I'm
Rooster
more
Rooster
like a
Porsche.
beached whale.
Can we go hang out? Like, and I will show you the way. I am bartering my way to allow my family to have the life that they deserve because they trusted me and my business partners, which include Side and HomeStack. So it's framing.
Yeah, and I always say that I think realtors were the original Instagrammers, the original before social media existed, they were building personal brands, right? And I think
They're
once
the baristas, sorry, they're the party promoters. They're the DJs that didn't go to college that had knew a lot of people that were like moving and shaking. And then they thought that they had to put on a suit to fit in. And then they weren't servicing their sphere because they put on a costume to appeal to people that don't care about them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's easy, guys. Just get the app. We got you.
Be who you are, right, on social. You don't want to be the stiff salesperson, I guess is what it kind of comes down to. Cool. So Amanda, tell us a little bit about, with luxury clients or high net worth individuals, how do you approach them? How do you kind of get them on your app? And what's kind of your process for taking them from maybe going on Zillow and then kind of, do you create a profile for them? Do you just share it to them? How do you kind of take them through
Well,
that process?
a lot of my high net worth clients do not come from Zillow. I think by that point, they've done a lot of transactions. They know agents, right? And they know who's selling in their neighborhood. They're savvy. I think working with those clients, you need to be one step ahead as far as giving value. They're not looking like who's on Redfin in my area. That's not a someone that's done multiple transactions, high net worth type of person. They're getting referrals if they haven't done a transaction or if they haven't done it in a while, they're getting referrals. So most of my business comes from just word of mouth. I don't actually get a lot of people from social media or any of that. It's really just my sphere and then referrals. Um, the app allows me to give them an advantage, and I don't want to get myself in trouble because I know there's all kinds of rules about this, but there are clients that want to be off the market but put their house out there. There are clients that especially in my area, a lot of things move off market. The good houses have a lot of demand, and just within my network, we always want those clients, our clients, to get to see those houses first, right? It's human nature. Like we want our clients to see those houses first. So with the app, we are able to feature homes that may be up and coming or maybe haven't hit the market or aren't on the market. And that is a great tool for both buyers and sellers. Some sellers, whatever their reason is, they don't want the whole world to know that they're making moves. In with my clientele, most of them, their homes are under LLCs or there's layers of privacy anyway, but
Yeah.
they still don't want that information out there. So we're able to utilize the app. And then our clients that are buyers are able to go on the app and see homes that they wouldn't see anywhere else. So that is a huge benefit to both our buyers and sellers.
Yeah. And at what point, because I know you're kind of like an expert on this, like niching down into this kind of more luxury market, investor market. At what point in your career did you realize that you wanted to stop trying to be everything to everyone and kind of hone in on this niche? Because I think a lot of agents want to try to do that, but they don't know kind of where to begin or how to start that process.
I mean, I wish I could say it was like a master plan, but it really wasn't. I was an investor, and at the time I owned LA's Lash Bar to the Stars. So I celebrity clientele, very high-end clientele.
Cool.
And what I noticed from them is they all either made money in real estate or were heavily invested in real estate. So here I am with this amazing business and manufacturing products and doing all these things, but I was really learning from my clients. And I think through accident, we got into investing. What we first could afford in LA, was a fixer. We did. So long story short, I started as an investor and I found that a lot of the agents out there were just not helpful. They didn't speak the language. They didn't understand, how to run ROIs in that way, like what I was looking for, at least the agents I met. I know there's a lot of
Yeah.
great agents out there, but It made me want to learn more and then educate other people. I got really excited about what we were doing with our investments and just would share that. And so that led to naturally becoming busy from word of mouth and just helping friends and family. So that's why I said I started part-time. I was still running my salon. I manufactured products. I had an e-commerce, and then I was selling real estate to people that wanted help. And it was really just a passion. So I didn't like consciously say I have like this big thing and I'm going to niche down. I just started in that niche and it was just easy. Those I didn't have to find leads. I didn't have to do,
Yeah.
door knocking or cold calling because I just had this feed of referrals. And the one thing about being known in a niche is that you kind of become a big fish in a small pond. So then I was like the go-to person for specifically short-term rentals. I became that person. So I do all of Southern California short-term rentals, and every management company, every vendor, they all know me because it's a small
Wow.
world. So that really launched my career. And then the luxury part was just the clientele I was around, the
Yeah.
where I live and my sphere.
But it was your passion that they felt and they
Yeah.
understood. And, through that passion and education, it's just that's why they would recommend you to somebody else.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, when you're doing something for reasons other than money, that comes across. And for me, it was like, listen, I've created this passive income through my investments, but what I really get juiced about is like helping other people and seeing their success. So that's really my motivation. I do think that comes across.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, Eddie, you also spoke about, varying your revenue streams and investing. So tell us a little bit about how did you start thinking about that, your business in different ways and kind of varying your revenue streams, kind of in the same way that Amanda did.
Yeah, kind of. It's similar in the sense where you do learn from great clients, and especially clients where you get into kind of long-term deep business relationships where there's a friendship there and there's a relationship there, but you're kind of in it together. You kind of just kind of learning from that and seeing kind of different ways to approach everything. And you have to do things that you're into and things that you get kind of fun and energy from, because
Yeah.
otherwise you're not going to do it. Like if you're not getting, like, yes, getting a check from it is great, but if that check is draining everything out of your body, you are eventually just going to be like, I can't do this. It has to be something that does the opposite. You get a check, but you're also, loving it. So, and enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think people can smell insincerity from like a mile away, right? Like if you're being salesy or icky or like whatever, it's like let's get a coffee, let's have a drink, like let's go surfing, Chris. So Chris, tell us a little bit about like how you would take someone from, real life
Right.
and bring them into your app or like a really great like client connection story that you've had from real life, bringing them into the app and then to a home sale.
As I stand in my home office and look out my window, I see a backyard. And in that backyard, there was a birthday party because we have children and they go to the school. My wife is the PTA president. I'm the watchdog president because we farm this neighborhood and why not? Sitting with friends that we know that they know I'm in real estate because I talk to strangers and I just serve, talking about a lease. And I know that one of them has been in the military and they thought that they had to be 100% disabled to use their VA loan. Wait, what? When's your lease up? Oh, don't trip. We got a lease buyout program. You can find the house too early or too late. Do you like the place you live? No? Well, look here. Scan the QR code. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, you know what you want. You don't need me to send you stuff. You know what you want. Do you know this process? No. Do you know what escrow means? No. Do you know what fiduciary duty means? No. I am your tour guide through this. Okay? I got you. favorite what you like, then make another list that says, get me info on these houses, and I will. And then make another list that says, check these out next week, and I will. I'll do all the research, all the seller's disclosures. My dashboard does it all, and it gives all the buyers all the information they could ever want because we are the communication backlog for the information they want. They blow us up and bother us because they are desperate to be secure. But we
Yeah.
are looking for security for our families in the next deal. So we are giving subpar service to people that we work so hard to get because we got to chase the next thing because we are still living paycheck to paycheck, even though the paychecks are much larger.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I live my life, I know my stuff, and the opportunities present itself. I go to a dance party. Yo, I've been thinking about you, bro. We're saving up to buy a house. You're my guy. When we're ready, I'll hit you up. And then I call and I'm like, yo, oh, hey, no, we're not ready. Like, no, no, no. Dude, wouldn't it be dope if there was like a bat signal that we could throw out when you DJ? Because we're all the same age, dads. I like funk and soul. I used to break dance. I like to have a good time. Amanda, can we kick it in the backyard? Eddie, can we kick it at the beach? Let's go to Baker Beach. I grew up on the Presidio. I went to
Yeah.
Marina Middle School. I got you, dog. Let's go to the
Hmm.
Fillmore, see the other side,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? But the thing is like live your life, know your stuff, and put yourself in places of opportunity. Roy tells the team all the time, put yourself in places of opportunity. If you have an office and you're an agent looking for a way to come up, live at the office, have an A-frame sign that says agent on duty, QR code to your app. At side by side, there was a real estate office in that mall that we all had to walk by and like get stuff from Tommy Bahama, the only place that had men's stuff. Thanks. The real estate office had all this space and glass. All the signs were sold,
Hmm.
not neighborhood guides with QR codes for landing pages to activate. Not what we would do. How they wasted their real estate space, knowing that there's a real estate. Let us live our lives and use technology to surf because we no longer are knocking on doors begging to do free CMAs.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all.
you
Live
gotta
your
you
life.
gotta put yourself out there, right? Put yourself out there. Sphere is still key. Sphere is still king, right? Even though we have all
Yes.
these technologies we can put in place. And that's why I think the app is good to kind of like bridge that gap between that like personal relationship and it's like I'm just gonna give you my app, like you said, make a favorites list, favorite stuff, like take some notes on stuff. We're actually releasing the new platform in a couple of months, which is going to be really exciting, which is going to have the collections, which is going to be collaborative lists between the agent and the customers and taking notes and thumbs up and thumbs down. So I think that's going to be huge, taking the app from, kind of like the one sided either to agent to customer or customer to agent to like true collaboration, which is going to be really, really cool.
Well, I'm also excited for the kind of the after feature of like the notifications that come with the new for like, hey, your home's gone up in value because of what's going on in the neighborhood, just to keep that stickiness for when they become a homeowner and they stay to keep them in the app and keep them interacting with us in that way.
Yeah, so that's the home hub. That's going to be
Mhm.
really, really cool. That's what our founder of our company always says it's like match.com, right? It's like you're looking
Mhm.
for the love of your life. You go on match.com every day. You're on that app all the time. You go on some dates. You find the love of your life, and then you don't need to go on match.com anymore, right? It's
Yeah.
like we need that home hub to kind of keep people coming back for more and to keep them in the app and keep them engaged because you're going to live in that house maybe 5 years, 10 years, maybe you want a second home, maybe you want an investment property and kind of how can we kind of keep them engaged. Yeah, that's gonna be really, really cool. So we can open it up. Oh yeah, Chris, did you have something
I,
you want to
I,
add?
wa- I was following up with Eddie. That is the bat signal that I was referring to. The older dads that want to go out and dance. Like, wouldn't it be cool if there was a day party and my favorite DJ was playing? Oh, I missed it. You do the push notification for your friends or your sphere's events and things. You show them. Like you can't tell them. People freak out if you go like this. Oh, like your business card, whatever. Like oh, the All City Homes app, and then you press it. Hold on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive, I would say, because it's got your
It's
branding
so
on it.
impressive, but it's so easy. All you got to do is opt in.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the idea too. We didn't talk too much about the custom push notifications, but I do like what Chris was saying about promoting your friends' events or promoting your friends and family or people in your sphere's businesses, right? You could put them in there as an app link, and then you could shoot out maybe your friend has a lawn business, maybe stagers, maybe obviously your lender we talked about, but there's so many other people that as a realtor, like people are getting very drained going on and going through every Google review to find a plumber when their toilet's overflowing. I just need somebody I can trust. Like I know Eddie's like my go-to person who has a good plumber or something, and who is that person? It's all in our app. You can go in there at any time and find like all of our trusted vendors that we've already vetted. So I think that's really important to kind of keep building out those resources and then send a custom push notification out about it. So I would love to come to that middle-aged dance party.
Oh, dude, it's okay. Imagine the calls you get that say, "Hey, I can make you so rich. I need $10,000 and I'm gonna do this lead gen for you." And it's like, that ain't how this works, Playboy. Pay at closing is the name of the game. Vendors, friends with businesses. Yo, look, I'm gonna hook you up. I got that. You do it's a listing presentation for your friends' businesses. How easy is that when you go to a
Mhm.
stranger's house and they sign a contract like with first meeting you, like for 15 minutes? So barter with your friends and your service providers because they don't have the money. They need your help to make money. You are the sun and they orbit around you to stay warm. So here's the deal, home inspector. I'm going to promote your business and I need $100 per deal that I get you at the end of the year for my client appreciation party. And I promote and I plug because I'm good at that, but I can't pay you up front. Lawn care, this, that. And then I just start pushing my friends' businesses and I'm making investments for my end of the year party. And I'm spreading goodwill to people at my church, at jujitsu, at camping, at fishing, at school. You got a snack bar? Yo, I got you. Here's my plug into my marketing program. You got online stuff. The things that we know and the people that come to our team meetings and try to train us, they try to train me on social media. And all I got to do is talk to Brian Tran one time. We are letting these people make so much money off of us and stay warm, but we don't charge for the heat lamp. I think we should charge. And if we do pay at closing, it scales.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
surf.
Let's serve. No, I think that's really cool. And I think sometimes it's like you just got to do the stuff too, right? It's like you could talk about social media or you could take a million classes, but it's like just post your first video. Just like Nike says, just do it. Cool. So we're gonna open it up to any questions that anyone wants to ask. Pop it into the Q&A. Um, I think Kayla said, even as a current renter, I 100% use the app for those resources. And guess what? I now have that app on my phone for when I'm ready to buy. Yeah. That's cool too, to take people from renting to buying too, especially in like major markets like you guys are all in. I think when interest rates went up, when prices went up, people have been renting for a long time, but they've also been saving. And eventually, get them into the app, get them searching. You can see everything that they're doing. I think it is kind of nice to bring them into that sphere. Okay, cool. One last question while we're seeing if any other questions come in from the panelists. What's the one thing you wish you had known about owning your brand and your tech earlier in your career? Any mistakes anyone has made along the way? Eddie, anything that you're like, oof, wish I would have done that differently, or wish I would have joined a different brokerage or anything like that?
Well, it's more kind of probably a plug for the side route scenario than anything else. Before going to side, I operated the Eddie O'Sullivan Group at Keller Williams, and it was quite a mouthful because I was the Eddie O'Sullivan Group at Keller Williams, San Francisco, luxury Keller Williams, blah blah blah, all of this kind of stuff that went with it, and I actually, when I left there and I moved over to side, I went to get my mail at the Keller office, and there was a letter from the DRE saying that there was a violation on my website. The Keller Williams was not large enough in comparison to the Eddie O'Sullivan group, and so I was like, well, I'm not there anymore, and I called up and I'm like, hey, I'm not there anymore. What's the story? What do I need to do about this? And they're like, this website is now defunct. And they're like, oh, okay, no problem. But I have to check your new website. And I'm like, Elevation Real Estate. They go to Elevation Real Estate and they're like, oh, this looks great, fully compliant. That's wonderful. And goodbye. And it's just owning your own brand and being your own thing and not having to be kind of part of this where you have to follow all of this kind of nuanced kind of silliness of stuff is just it's liberating for you as a business person, and it's liberating for your clients because your clients don't want a mouthful either. They just want to work with you, and it makes it easier for them to connect you with people that they want you to work with as well. And so it's just being kind of on your own bus and not really sharing the bus with a bunch of other people is very liberating.
Yeah, and that's why we've like really formed this close partnership with Side is because we kind of do the same thing for our customers. It's like we put your brand first ahead of
Yeah,
ours, right? It's the Elevation app. It's the
yeah,
Jacobellis group app. It's all city homes, right?
no,
We're
yeah.
we're there helping along the way and doing all the tech and development on the back end, but really it's your technology and it's your brand. Um,
If I'm
so
talking to someone and the no control, them not having their own brand, the guidelines like Eddie was referring to, if that does not bother you and make your skin crawl, I cannot be in the room with you.
yeah.
We at All City Homes look at it like we're a record label, we're an independent record label. Coming up breakdancing, you wanted to get flown out, like validation. Red Bull thought I was good enough to give me a sweater. Skateboard kids breaking their bones to be on a flow team. That means they get a bag of like clothes to market for another company. And they're so excited to get these little cups of porridge, this free CMA that they get to have. And it's if you don't control what you do, how can you feel safe and secure in your
It's
future
it's
for your
kind of like the Oliver twist, right? When you said
Yeah.
that, it made
I,
me,
I, I, in my,
please, sir,
"Please,
can I
sir,
have some
sir."
more?
Long
Well,
gone are those
but
days, right? I didn't wait for Red Bull to validate me, for some clothing brand to validate me. What I did was like, I'm gonna book this guy to do an event in Vegas because I live in Vegas. His name is Alien Ness, like a breakdancing legend. I saw his rider and I was like, this dude ain't joking. He's for real. And I was like, I could get that. Why? How much is a plane ticket to Germany? How much is a train ticket to Praga, all over Poland? If I can save up $1,000 to go to New York and then go to Europe and use MySpace, which I did, to find a tour manager in Germany, Czech Republic, and Poland. And I bartered and said, if I get there, can you get me gigs? And I sold breakdancing DVDs and workshops and classes. I did that. And then I got booked to come in San Antonio in 2009, and I met my wife at the after party. I have bartered my way to the next place and the next place and the next place. I urge all of us to understand that anything you are looking for is already within you. We just need to deliver it. We need to see it, seize it, and be able to articulate it. And me being able to be my own person, because when I was at Keller and rode a motorcycle, they were like, whoa, you can't, that's unprofessional. I got tattoos I shouldn't. Hey, I mean, look, dude, I came home one day and my dad was getting tattooed in the living room, bro. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm the least tattooed person in my family.
it's it,
Like you
yeah.
allow me to be myself. So thank you, Rachel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's relationships all throughout your career. You've built relationships. Amanda did it throughout her businesses. Eddie has done it since we'll say the 90s. We always bring up the 90s on these, and I love it. I think we did it on the last one with Hillary too, which I think was so funny. But the 90s are back.
The 90s
But
are back. The
90s are
90s are
back,
back
baby.
with a little influence of the 80s. It's like, squaring in. Yeah.
It's I love it. I love it. But it will always, I think, be those personal relationships is the basis of your business, and then the technology supports the basis of your business, through systems and things that we can do, because there's little tasks that are annoying in real estate, and those are the things that you can, have automated, and follow-ups and things like that. So,
Yeah. It's
um
all it's all about being able, how quickly can you get into relationship with people to bring value, and these are parts of kind of what support it and bring the value and stuff, and then we have to deliver on an interpersonal level.
Yeah, and I think going back to some of the things that you guys were saying about, being a part of different brokerages, like the main reason that people come to us to want to build their own technology is because they've had experiences where they've been with a different brokerage. Maybe they've uploaded their entire database into, said brokerage database or CRM, and they want to leave that brokerage, and they're like, can't have your contacts, can't have your database anymore, and they're like, oh shoot, like I should own my own technology. So that's, I think, why a lot of people come to us, because you actually do own your own app and your own tech and your own database, which is
Well,
basis of,
that was the direction I was going in. We are our own businesses. We invest so much money. Why would you spend all that money marketing a different brand that you get really nothing of? We're paying them to use their technology or whatever stack they have. They make money off of us. They're our client. So why are we paying all this money and putting their name on everything? We want to be remembered. We're the business. So it's really important that you protect that, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Well, amazing, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on today and sharing all of your experiences with your brand and with your app and brokerages. This is really cool. Thank you guys for hopping on today. Any last words, Chris?
Okay, Rachel, I have a present for you guys. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it in a couple days, but iPad kiosk for your team leaders, for your agents, or agents for yourself. Get an iPad kiosk that's modular that can fit multiple different tablets.
Oh, cool.
Hotspot for your agents or for yourself, not your phones. Hotspot. That is Oliver Twist.
And then you have the iPad with the app on the kiosk.
Locked in here. The
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, the welcome Wi-Fi is the name of our Instagram page for the office. When I go to work at a coffee shop, it's the Instagram name of me, or depending on what my sleeve and cover for my laptop says. It's no password. They can join my free Wi-Fi. When I'm on Zooms, it's at Chris underscore underscore Winstead. So everyone can at least lurk on my Instagram. It's marketing. It's easy for us. So I have a guide for open houses and agents on the road. This is just a preview, but get an iPad stand,
Yeah,
get a
love that.
hotspot, and that's the starter kit. But that's my present. And let's hop on a Zoom. And
Cool.
Rachel, everybody, Eddie, Amanda, Evie, everybody, thank you.
Thank you. Kayla said branding on the go, great for open houses. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on
Awesome.
today.
Thank
Let's
you.
all
Thank
go
Thanks.
you.
surfing. Let's all go surfing. Chris, also I think we need some Spotify playlists from Chris too, from the for the adults dance party.
You didn't know that we own a record store?
No, did not.
Oh, I got you, girl.
Okay, cool. Awesome. We'll share that. We'll share that in the follow-up email that goes out, is a couple cool Spotify playlists for everybody. Awesome. Thank you guys. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheers.